How's it going, everyone? Mark here and welcome back to my channel. Here in front of you I have the 2020 LEGO Harry Potter Diagon Alley set. It's number 75978, it's for ages 16 and older, and it comes with a whopping 5,544 pieces. Man, I'm going to tell you now, if you do not have a spot on your desk for this, or your table or shelf, you are going to have to break this apart into a couple different set pieces because this thing is over 3 feet and 4 inches wide. But I'm going to tell you now, it's beautiful, it's fun to look at, and it's great to play with. So let's kind of go over the box art real quick. We'll go over the booklet, we'll talk about the minifigures, we'll go over the exterior and the interior of Diagon Alley as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, like most box sets from LEGO, you get the LEGO logo at the top left corner, Harry Potter next to it, and if we move on down, you got the 16 and older, the number, and the name of the set. If we go ahead and move on down to the bottom, you have the 5,544 pieces, and you have 14 minifigures going all the way across the bottom up until the middle of the box. Now there's an additional 2 minifigures, so you get 16 minifigures total because there is a secret box that it comes with. If we move back up to the top right corner, you get the dimensions with the interior of Diagon Alley. You can see that it's 40.3 inches wide, which is 3 feet and 4 inches total. And we have Wizarding World at the bottom right hand corner. Let's back up. You can see a bit of the scenery, or I should say the scenario going on here in Diagon Alley. I'm just going to go ahead and move the camera all around so you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. But you have pretty much the whole setup with all the minifigures hanging out. Let's take a quick look at the box art behind the Diagon Alley box set. When we look at the back, you can see there's a couple scenarios that take place in each building of Diagon Alley. And if we move to the middle of the box set, we can see that there's Ollivander's Wand Shop and Scribulus, Quality, Quidditch Supplies and the Daily Prophet, Flourish and Blots, as well as the Ice Cream Parlor that's attached to it. And we have Weasley's Wizard Wheezes and Nocturne Alley. And when we back up and look at the bottom, you have all of the sets connected together that is displayed. Okay, taking a look at the top of the box art itself, we have the LEGO Harry Potter logo with the number underneath. Let's go over a couple of the minifigures that come with the set. We have Rufus Hagrid, Fred Weasley, George Weasley, Molly Weasley, Ginny Weasley, Ron Weasley, Hermione Granger, Harry Potter, Draco Malfoy, Lucious Malfoy, Gilroy Lockhart, Garrick Ollivander, and we have Florian, which I don't know how to pronounce his last name, so my apologies. And then we have the Daily Prophet photographer. We have an actual size picture of Hedwig holding the Boy Who Lived newspaper article. And if we move on up, we can see a couple of scenarios going on in each building of Diagon Alley. In front of us are the 4 instructional booklets that come inside the Diagon Alley building set. If we go ahead and take a look at the first booklet and open it up, you'll see that on the first page there's a couple of descriptions inside, and they all are in a bunch of different languages. Each description tells you a little bit about the building itself. The name is at the top, and you have a couple of pictures as well that show the building. Now, if we go ahead and flip the pages, you'll see that you have the number of bags you'll need, and each bag makes up a part of the building. And then if we go to the second one, on the left side, you'll see that there's the descriptions again, the name at the top, and you have a couple of pictures. This one comes with 4 bags, as the first one comes with 5. In the third booklet, you'll see that there are the descriptions again, and you have 5 bags that you'll need in order to build this set. And then the last one being Weasley's, you got your description on the left, and this one is a total of 6 bags. Now, let's go ahead and flip these back over. I'm going to go ahead and say that the first one is a total of 151 pages. The second one is 143 pages. The third one is 171 pages. And Weasley's is a total of 222 pages. Alright, here we have the secret minifigures that the Diagon Alley set comes with. In the middle it says, "Welcome Harry to Diagon Alley," which Hagrid says to Harry in the Sorcerer's Stone when he first takes him to Diagon Alley and shows him all the wonders and the shops that this area has. Hagrid right here has his pink umbrella, his tan trench coat, he has his side pockets, and he's got his brown jacket, buckle. He's got tiny brown legs, but he's technically a tall guy here. He's got his brown shaggy hair, his shaggy beard. Does not have an alternate face because it would make no sense since he has all that hair. If we move over on to Harry, he's got a blue, kind of greenish plaid shirt going on here. He's got a crooked blue shirt underneath. You can see his buckle. He's got tiny khaki pants. He's smiling over here. He's got his shaggy hair. He's got his glasses. And if we go ahead and flip it over, you'll be able to see a little bit of a detail on the back. He's got his creases, some more plaid going on. He does have a alternate face, and I'm gonna go ahead and show it to you right now. Man, Harry, what happened to you? You look like you just got beat up. This guy's got some smudges on his face. You can see his left lens is cracked. His face says it all. It's like, whoa, what just happened to me? Who just whooped my butt? Was it Hagrid? Did you do it? Nah. But anyways, it's a nice set. It's a nice little plaque you get. It's a nice addition. I'm very happy with it. You could switch his face around so you can make him a little more happy. You don't want to make him look too beat up all the time. So anyways, let's go take a look at the other minifigures we got. All right, here we got Fred Weasley with his light brown jacket, his tan vest. He's got a red tie with a yellow undershirt. That red tie has a W on it, standing for Weasley. He's smiling over here, got his red hair. If we go ahead and turn him around, you can see that he's got a little bit of detail going on over here, a little bit more of a pinstripe thing. If we take his hairpiece off, that alternate face shows. He's a little bit more smirky here, and that is Fred Weasley. Here we have George Weasley with his brown suit. Very similar to Fred, except he has the green vest going. Kind of a tannish tie with a W on it. He's got his red hair and he's laughing. If we go ahead and turn him around, still the same kind of detail. Let's take his hairpiece off, and he's got a nice smile going on as well. All right, here you can see Molly Weasley with her brown blouse. We can see that it extends out in the back. She kind of has a brown jacket, kind of hoodie thing going on with some purple and green frillies popping out, like a red collar too. She's got some detail on the face. You can see the wrinkles under her eyes, on the side of her mouth. She's smiling over here. If we go ahead and turn her around, you'll see that she has a hood with some red interior in the back. If we take her hairpiece off, you still see the same detail. She's got more of a sinister smile on her face. You got that detail of the wrinkles on the mouth and the eyes as well. So that is Molly Weasley. Here we have little Ginny Weasley. She's got a pink shirt on with some laces coming down, little black pants, her hair red coming straight down, a little bit of freckles on the face as well to give that detail. She's smiling. If we go ahead and turn her around, you'll see there's a little bit of creases in the back. If we take her hairpiece off, she has a sad face. You notice that her freckles are a little more prominent once you take the hairpiece off. So they're hard to notice on the camera, but you'll notice it once you have it in your own hands. You can see the freckles really well. Okay, we got Ron Weasley here with his black Gryffindor jacket, his gray pants, his red hair. If you look closely on his face, you can tell it's kind of like a little blushy freckle kind of detail going on. It's really faint. It's really faint until you have it in your hand. But he's smiling here, and if we go ahead and turn him around a bit, he's got the hood in the back with his red interior of that hood. If we take his hairpiece off, he is scared in this one. So once again, you can see that there's a little bit of detail on the cheeks. You'll notice it's kind of like he's blushing. I can't really tell if it's blushing or if it's like freckles, but it's really faint. But that is there, and we'll go ahead and go on to the next one. Brown pants. Here's Hermione Granger, and she has her brown pants, her Gryffindor jacket, which is the logo you also see on the top left-hand corner. Her brown hair drapes down over her shoulders. There's not really any detail to the face except for just a little bit under the mouth. If we go ahead and flip her over, you can see that she's got her hood, and we take her hairpiece off, and she's got a scared face just like Ronald. All right, here we have Harry, which is not the secret minifigure. This is the standard one you get with the set. He's got his dark brown pants. He's got his Gryffindor jacket, his glasses, his shaggy hair, his smiley face, and much like the other one, the other minifigure that you get, which is the secret one, if you flip him over, we take his hairpiece off, he's got his smudgy face, like he just got beat up once again. He's got his cracked lens, and his mouth is kind of saying, oh man, I just got beat up. So yeah, that's it's the same thing pretty much, just different attire overall. Here we have the arch nemesis of Harry Potter. It's Draco Malfoy with his slicked back bleach blonde hair, his ticked off face. You can see that he's got a black and green attire with the snake logo on the top left-hand corner. It's the Slytherin logo. He's got his green tie. And if we go ahead and flip him around, you'll notice that he's got green on the inside of his hoodie, or his hood, I should say. And then you take the hairpiece off, and he's got more of a smirk going on. All right, here we have Lucious Malfoy. He's got his long bleach blonde hair. You can see he's carrying a cane. He's got a ticked off face too, his long black overcoat, and he's got a lot of detail going on. You can tell there's a little bit of it's kind of like fuzz going along the jacket. He's got some trinkets going on, like some medallions or something. But yeah, here's Lucius. All right, here we have Gilroy Lockhart, and this is a nice addition too because he's got his light blonde brown hair. His face shows that he's kind of sweating. He's nervous. He's not very sure what to really do in this situation when people start finding out he's full of crap. He's got his light purple attire, gold vest. He's got some purple frillies in the middle. The inside of his cape is gold, and if you go ahead and flip him around, you can see he's got a light purple exterior to that cape. If we take his hairpiece off, he has an additional face as well. It's more of a smirk again. But overall, it's a very pleasant looking Gilderoy. I'm pleased with this one. It's a nice addition to have to the set. Here we have Garrick Ollivander, who also owns Ollivander's Wand Shop, and he's got a cool look going on here. It's a nice addition too. He's got his long, slick back gray hair with his sideburns. You see the wrinkles on his face, his red jacket, gray vest, a little bit of a red scarf going on too. He's got his gray pants. If we go ahead and flip him around, you see a little bit of detail on the jacket, and he has an alternate face. Still the same features, sideburns and whatnot, but his face is a little bit more like a what's going on kind of face. All right, here we have Florian, who is the owner of the ice cream parlor. He is donning the same hairpiece as Garrick Ollivander, except this time it's dark brown. He's got his goatee, his glasses. He's got a tan vest with a brown collar and his tie. He's got his kind of like a gold light brown undershirt, his dark brown pants. If we go ahead and flip him over, he's got a little bit of detail on the vest as well. And we take his hairpiece off and he has a content face. All right, and last but not least, we have the Daily Prophet photographer, which is a really cool one because he's a little shorter than everyone else, except for, you know, Harry Potter and Hermione and the kids. He's got a brown hat. His hairpiece is not removable. It actually comes with the hat, so you can't remove it, like, you know, take it apart. He's got a green and gold jacket. He's got a little tie, his gray pants. If we go ahead and flip him around, he's kind of got that pinstripe thing going on in the back of his jacket. And if we move his hair and hat, he's got more of a ticked off face too. All right, so the first building we're going to focus on is Ollivander's Wand Shop and Scribulus. So let's go ahead and take a look at the top left-hand corner. You can see that there's two chimneys here. One is crooked, and you could also straighten it out, but it's supposed to be like this. I just kind of knocked it off. There we go. We can see that there's a couple of details up here, and when we move on down, you'll notice that there's 4 sets of yellow windows. You have a clear set of windows right here. There's small windows and a small set of yellow windows too. And just below it is the door. It opens on inward. You can see that there's some grates going on underneath the pillars of the windows, which gives some really nice detail. If we go ahead and move back on top, you'll see that there's the Ollivander's logo. You got the 2 owls perched on top of the window pillars. We'll see that Oliver's is slapped on to the pillars of the windows on both sides. In the middle, it says makers of fine wands since 382 BC. If we go ahead and look at Scribulus, Scribulus has its Scribulus logo right above the window pillar. You'll see a couple sets of windows all around. You can see through it a little better than the yellow ones. There's kind of like another grate going on underneath here, which is another little fine detail. You have the candle lit that is, it's not even a candle, it's more of just like a torch, like a light post that's lit up. You can see there's another sticker right above the window over here. Really hard to read, but it says Scribulus. I can't really read the small writing, but it shows the hand with the writing as well. You will also see another sticker right here with a sign posting out saying fear of flying classes. You'll see there's another owl perched on top. This is supposed to be a clear piece right over here, but it's an owl perched on top, and it shows the Daily Prophet exclusive Harry Potter, The Boy Who Lived. And that is connected to another kind of like a chimney post as well. You got some stairs on top leading up to the Ollivander's Wand Shop. So it's a nice looking set in the front, not as colorful as the other 3 sets. You got some blue going on, but it's mostly gray and tan, and you got your yellow lights as well. Okay, let's focus on the interior of Ollivander's Wand Shop and Scribulus. Heading over to Ollivander's Wand Shop, we'll look at the top level, and you can see that there is a green and brown chair with a couple of boxes right behind it. They are stacked wand boxes. Now, if we look in the middle, there is a candle lit. You see a box with a wand inside of it, and the drawers are open underneath. There is a ladder inside, and we could remove that ladder. It's not really stuck to anything. It's easily removable. You'll see a lamp sitting in the windowsill. Now, this is a cool little feature. It's very detailed. You have a couple of colored wand boxes that are stacked upon each other, and one of them is actually removable. So if we go ahead and take this out, and we'll put it down here real quick, we could pop off this lid, and you'll see that there is a wand box, or there's a wand inside of it. We'll go ahead and pop that one back on, slide it back in. There we go. So that is the upper level of Ollivander's Wand Shops. Let's take a notice at the brown railing here. You got these posts that are, put in piece by piece with these gold knobs on top. It's a very nice little detailed feature. If we move on down to the bottom level of Ollivander's Wand Shop, we can see that the stairs pop out, giving it more of a 3-dimensional look. And looking inside, you'll notice that there's a couple more stacked wand boxes inside of it. There is a lit candle with a couple more wand boxes right there. You see that the doorknob is on the inside. Inside the door, I was told that the UK has doors that open from the inside. Not so much like the US. Like the US has the same thing kind of going, but it could be either way. But for some reason, this set specifically says to put the knob on the inside. So there's some more wand boxes right there in the windowsill. You'll notice that there's more stacked colorful wand boxes too. I don't believe, actually, yeah, this one comes out too. If you open this one up, this one has a tan lid. We'll pop that open. There is a dark brown wand inside of it. So we'll go ahead and put that back too. I'm going to go ahead and put it back. I can never find it. There it goes. All right, and here we also notice that there's the cash register. It's a sticker that you place on to give it the detail. You have a ink pen, and you also have a written scripture on top of the counter. You got some green tiles going on both sides of the register, and that is Ollivander's Wand Shop. Really nice look overall, very detailed, very colorful along the walls with those colorful wand boxes, and I'm very pleased with it. Now, if we go over to Scribulus, we'll go ahead and look at the top level real quick. I want to focus in on the blue rug. You can see that there's 1x1 studs here where you could place a minifigure. You can see there's a torn and tattered orange and brown couch. There is a white skull, and I believe it's a red potion right on top of the dresser there. It's a green and black dresser. You can see that there's a fireplace. No fire is lit, but it looks like it's a fireplace. Moving on down, you could see that there is a door that opens also from the inside. Once again, the gold doorknob on the inside. You see a ton of ink pens going along over here, different colors, blue, red. You got your white, you got your light red. You see back there's some more stuff sitting in the windowsill, another written scripture, some more ink pens. And on this counter, you have another written scripture, ink pen, and you have your lamp on top of a brown counter. Overall, a very cool building set. It's very complex, very detailed, looks very colorful on the inside. I'm very happy with it. I can't complain. I love that this pops in and out. We can go ahead and put this ladder back in, and we will focus on the Quidditch shop and the Daily Prophet. All right, here we have the Quality Quidditch and Daily Prophet building, and this one is unique because it has a pink top layer going on over here, and down below you'll notice that there's a maroon red going around the framing of the windows. You have kind of a greenish roof tiling going on. You have your cream trims going around the Daily Prophet, and it's interesting too because what happens here is I believe Quality Quidditch is all of this right here, and the Daily Prophet is this little section, except you also give the Daily Prophet the roof. The Daily Prophet has a bunch of stickers in the windows, and it makes up a bunch of newspaper articles, and you'll see them in 4 windows. And if we move to the right on top of the roof, you'll see that there's also some more newspaper articles. This thing right here, this is a door, and it opens up, but on the inside you'll see that there's a couple of details, and I'll show you that a little bit more when I turn it around. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the small details that you'll notice on the Quality Quidditch. So the Quality Quidditch has this little lamppost, and it does not light up, but it's a nice little feature that they give you, and you can't see inside anything in the window. Right here on the sign you see it says Quidditch. It actually says it on both sides here, and there's another sign right here, and it shows you it's the Hogwarts logo, and that's also on both sides here too. As we move on down, you can see that there's a couple of texts at the top. Both on the left side and the right side, you'll see it says Quality Quidditch, and on the right side it says Supplies. Right in the middle, you'll notice that there's the snitch. It's a snitch logo. You got 2 red balls on either side of it. You have some nice grading detail going along on the left and on the right. Here you have the window, and inside you can see that it's the Nimbus 2000. I believe it's the Nimbus 2000. I want to say that is what it is. But it's got some really cool detail. You have these red trims going along the windows here. This nice little detail of window pieces as well. It's a cool little feature. I'm a big fan of it because it really stands out. It makes the building really pop some more. So if we focus on the Daily Prophet here, you can see it says Daily Prophet at the top. And you also got the doorknob on the outside. So unlike the Quality Quidditch, there's no doorknob. That's on the inside. But out here, the doorknob's on the outside, and there's a sticker. It's the door, and it shows the sign that says Daily Prophet as well. But I'm a big fan of the trim. I like the detail of that. Right here is a sticker. It's a sign saying the Daily Prophet. So it's kind of like all over the place. It just says Daily Prophet everywhere. And of course you have your little road here with your sidewalk. It's a nice look overall. It's a very, very pleasant look. And if you go to the side of the Daily Prophet, you can see that there is the sticker for Sirius Black saying, "Have you seen this wizard?" If you go to the other side of it, you can see that there's another sticker for Sirius Black. "Have you seen this wizard?" "No, I haven't." All right, focusing on the interior of the Quality Quidditch and the Daily Prophet, let's focus on the second level of the Quality Quidditch. We could see here that we have a mannequin donning the Ravenclaw uniform. You could see it through the window on the top layer, and you'll also notice in the middle there's a sign that says, "Feel free to test fly any of our brooms." You got a couple of brooms that are displayed. They could be tested out by other minifigures, and a red kind of like a maroon mat kind of going on over there. You can see that you have your quaffles in the bin. I'm not sure what the black thing is supposed to be. I apologize for that. And on the right side in the shelving, you'll see there's a couple of uniforms, and they're all supposed to display different uniforms for each team, those being Hugglepuff, Ravenclaw, Slytherin, and Gryffindor. If we back up and move on down to the first level of the Quality Quidditch, you can see that there's another mannequin in the window, and you'll also be able to see it on the exterior of the shop. But it is the Hugglepuff uniform that is displayed on that mannequin. It's on top of that platform. If we look at the door, there's the doorknob on the inside. You got your QQS mat in front of it. Moving to the right, displayed in the window again, you also have your Nimbus 2000 and a couple more uniforms in the lower shelves. Nothing on the right side of the wall, but if you see right here, there's another display set. Once again, I apologize, I am not very familiar with what that is. So please let me know in the comments if you know what it is, and that will definitely help me out. I appreciate that. Let's back up a bit. We're going to go over to the Daily Prophet. On the top layer, you can see that there is a spider web with a spider, showing you that it's a kind of a dusty area. It's not very clean, not very sanitary, a lot of crap going on. Going to the bottom, you'll notice that there is just a crate, and that crate is filled with some newspaper articles, and these articles can actually be removed. You could take them out. They're not stuck to anything. They're easily removable. That door does not have a doorknob on the inside, just to the outside. You can see there's a sticker set right here, and it's a bunch of different newspaper articles that are just slapped onto the wall. If we move over to the top of the Quality Quidditch shop, this is technically the Daily Prophet section. It's like the attic for it. You notice that there's a couple more newspaper articles that are stacked on the floor, a couple stacked boxes, the top one being slightly open in all corners of it, and you have your little cheese and little mouse. And it's cool because it gives you that idea that it's rodent infested. You know, you have your spider on the up here, you have your mice up here. It's just cool. It's a nice little feature to show you that it's not very clean, and it's just kind of an old dusty warehouse probably with just a bunch of newspaper articles and a bunch of rodents. All right, here we have the third building set, which is the Flourish and Blots bookshop connected to the ice cream parlor. And we're going to focus on the ice cream parlor first. So let's go ahead and zoom in. You can see that there's some detailed brown tiling going on top to make up the roof. And if we go ahead and move down, you can see some bricks behind that lamppost right over there. And right next to it is a white window set with the white ledge. Moving on down to the other part of the roof, you'll see that there is a display of some green chairs, a table with some purple ice cream on top of that brown roof. Let's back up a bit. You'll notice there is also some green and white stripe awning going on. Going on down to the bottom level, you'll see that there is a yellow door with some yellow trim going on as well. And you also have your white chairs that do not connect to anything. They're just loose. And you also have a brown tabletop for your minifigures to sit there and have some ice cream. Now let's go back up and we'll look at the top of the Flourish and Blot shop. You'll see that is a set of black tile roofing going on. You have another set right here. And let's go look through the window. You can see that there's a lamp that's inside of that window. You'll notice that there's two gargoyles, one right here and one right over here. Let's take a side view. It's a little detailed. They are posted on the sides of the shop. You'll notice that right here we got some stickers slapped on. Some say bookseller, the others say bookbinders, and you have one more that says reading room. And they just kind of repeat themselves all along the trim of the front of the shop. Now, if we look at the sign right here that's sticking out of the shop, it says Flourish and Blots. It also says it on the other side over here too. Moving on down, you'll see some green trim in the windows, and right behind those windows displayed is Gilroy Lockhart's new book. And you'll see on this side of this window, you'll see through there, you'll see a couple of stacked books. I opened that door up. There is no doorknob on the outside of it. It is on the inside, and you have your ledge right there. And on each side of the windows, you'll notice that there's a couple of books that are stacked in crates, and they kind of have a crooked, slanted look to them. They are not, movable. They are just clipped in, but they are supposed to be displayed like that. And the books do not leave the crates themselves. They're locked in place, and that's how it's supposed to be. You have your sidewalk, and you have your detailed road right over here. If we quickly look at the right side of the building, you can notice that there is the Have You Seen This Wizard newspaper article that is slapped on the wall once again. If we move to the other side of the building set, there is nothing there except for kind of a blank space right over here, but there is no sticker that gets placed there at all. Okay, so let's take a look at the interior of the ice cream parlor and the Flourish and Blot shop. So let's start with the ice cream parlor, and we'll look at the top level first. If we zoom in, we can notice that there is a green, red, and kind of a cream rug going on, and right behind it is a purple counter with a white kettle and white mug. You'll notice that there's an orange sofa, And if we back up a bit, you'll notice that there's a lamp post it's a lamp in general that's hovering over the orange sofa. It's a nice little addition to the top level of the ice cream shop. Moving on down, you'll notice that there is the ice cream parlor shop, and we can take a look at the left. You'll see a couple different glasses and cups that you could put the ice cream in. It's all stacked on the shelf. There's no display set over it. It's very open. You'll notice that there's different colors. You got your clear and you got your kind of like your gold orangish kind of cup over there on top of these green shelves. You'll notice that there's also a display set for any menu items that they decide to have. You also have your ice cream displayed right here. You got your little vanilla ice cream on this black and white countertop right here. You'll notice that these black and white tiles on the floor, it's a very nice little extra detail they decide to add, not making it so plain. They give you a very ice cream parlor feel. And on the right here, you'll notice there's a menu. It tells you ice cream and today's suggestions and different menu items you can order. That door right there has the doorknob on the inside. It's not on the outside, and it does pop in. Focusing on the Flourish and Blots building set, you'll notice that these stairs right here actually come down. It's a nice little feature that they also give. Once again, that three-dimensional feel clears up any space. If you want to put it back up, you got your railings right over here on this part, but it comes back up, no problem at all, and just stays in place. But we'll go ahead and put that down for now. And we'll take a look at this top level right here. You can see some books that are placed in the bookshelf right here. None of them come out, but you got a couple different colors. You also have your books stacked right over here on top of this box. You have a lantern that is right next to this written, it looks like it might be like a journal or a book. That book does fold close, and I'm not going to bother right now, but you can move it around actually. You can slide it around. It's not like locked in place or anything. You also have a sign right here that says Flourish and Blots. You'll notice that you have your railings right here, the black railings. If we go down to the bottom level, you'll notice that you also have some more books on the left-hand side. Once again, those books do not come out. And you have more books that are stacked upon each other, all different colors. And it's cool because this one's a little bit slanted. Just kind of gives you a little bit more of a feel. It displays really well in the window. This door does open and close, but it opens on the inside. And right behind this stair set, you can see right there, it is a display set for Gilderoy's new book that is only for display in the window. And that is your Flourish and Blots / ice cream parlor shop set right there. I want to point out real quick right here that I have Gilderoy's little autograph session table going on over here. You got a couple of books that are stacked. You also have a mat on top. You have a ink pen, and it's his counter overall. But you would put Gilderoy right over here, and all his people would be coming in through the door, and they'd be getting his autograph when he signs his book away, like in the movie. So it's a cool little feature. It doesn't have any room to be put inside. I mean, I guess you could put it on top, over here, but it just makes it really crowded overall. So I just kind of keep it out, and yeah, it's a really cool looking set overall. Nice little addition. All right, here is our last building set. We have Weasley Wizard Wheezes connected to Nocturne Alley. And you can see right here that Nocturne Alley is not really an alleyway. It's just a wall with an opening at the bottom. But we'll talk about that in a second. But I want to focus on the top right-hand corner. We'll talk about the roof. It's not very detailed compared to Flourish and Blots. It's just kind of bland, very straightforward black tiling. And if we move on down, you'll see you got your purple bricks. And you have your windows that are just all around this building. You'll notice there's all these tiny little window pieces that are just connected all together, within the pillars. And so it's like 3 on the left, 3 in the middle, 3 on the right, and it's all over this whole side. And then you have this whole section, this huge pillar right here, which is just a bunch of tiny little window pieces too. There's another door here, right here on the left side. We move on top. You can see that there is a Weasley brother with a top hat, with his arms sticking out of the windows. So you have your window in the middle, right between the arms, but you can see the arms are popping out on the top and on the bottom. So let's go back on top. You'll notice that as he's holding his top hat, there's a button up here. If you go ahead and push on that, he lifts his hat up like that. It's kind of goofy. I like it though. Let's go back over here. You got your lamppost, a couple more detailed bricks. You have this purple and orange sign. I'm not really sure what it's supposed to be. It's like a sculpture though. But it's like half purple and you have half orange going on over here. And on top of each window pillar, there's stickers that are slapped on. This one says Always Wheeze Guaranteed. Going down below, it says Weasley's Wizard Wheezes. On the left side, it says Petrifying Products. And down below that, it says Shenanigans for All. We have the door on the bottom. This one actually moves outwards. If we grab that doorknob, it moves outwards. It's got the gold doorknob on the front. Right here in front of the Weasley brother sculpture, we have a set of stickers that also say Masterpieces of Modern Magic. And on the bottom level, it says Weasley Wizard Wheezes. Left to the Weasley Brothers sculpture, we have a sticker that says Disastrous Delights. And moving down below it, you'll notice it also says The Best in Jesting. All right, right next to Weasley's is a wall that is supposed to be Nocturne Alley, and you can see that there is there's a crooked window right here, and it's kind of being held up by this stud right here. So we could actually push it up, but you know it's supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be held by that stud. And if we move on down, you can see that there's the Nocturne Alley sign, and there's that opening arch right there. But going through it, there's nothing to the back of it. It's just supposed to be pretty open. Now, I don't know if there's going to be an additional set in one day, if they're going to add something to it, or if it's just the way it's supposed to be. And either way, I'm okay with it. It's a nice little addition that they add. And when you connect it all together with all the other building sets, you know, this is going to be covered by another building. So it's just cool. I like it the way it is. I'm not going to complain. I don't think they really need to add an additional Nocturne Alley set. If they do, great. But, you know, this set is huge as it is, so it might be a little too much for what it is. All right, here we have the side of Weasley's, and on the side of it, there's 3 stickers that are slapped onto it, as well as 2 orange windows. Let's focus in on the top sticker. It says Jinx Off. Going down below, you have a boxing glove with lightning bolts, you know, sparking out of it with the Weasley's logo in the middle of it. You got your 2 orange windows on the side. And down beneath, you have a sticker that says Dark Mark. All right, focusing on the interior of Weasley's, we could see that there are 3 layers, and it's definitely a big building itself. You know, there's a lot going on inside of it compared to the rest of the buildings that you put together. So like the other buildings, we'll focus on the top section of Weasley's. Right here on the left side, you can see that there's kind of like a crystal thing going on that counter. That green counter right there has a pink crystal rock-like substance right there. And then next to it, you have 3 boxes, one with a W on it, one that says Wizard, and the other one saying Wheezes. Looking in the middle, you can see that there are 2 blue figurines that are underneath the counter itself, a couple of other boxes that are supposed to be underneath the counter, and you have some more. It seems like there might be some boxes or some sort of, I don't know what they are specifically, but you have a couple of things going on that are stacked up right there. So if we look to the right, it's what holds together the Weasley Top Hat. So, you know, when you push down on it, you see how it moves on the inside? Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. So they don't really cover that up, but that's okay. We'll back up a bit. You notice that the stair rails, they're all multicolored. You got your green, your orange, your pink, and it's just kind of, you know, trading off colors as it goes on down, and it also goes across the rail up here as well. As we focus on the middle, you can see that there's a couple of lollipops that are removable from that pot right there. You got 3 different colors. You got your green and orange, your purple and orange, and your blue and green. You also have the window right there, and you can see a couple of other boxes that are stacked up. They say Fred Weasley's Basic Blaze Box. There's 6 of them that are stacked up. And on the right-hand side, you can see there's a couple of other things going on there. Once again, I don't really know what they are, but they're definitely some mischievous products that they are selling. You got your box on top right there with a man in his tuxedo. You got your gold, looks like a gold cup, and a blue crystal that is on the bottom level of the shelving. When we move on to the bottom level, you'll notice we have another lamppost right here. You also have a couple of boxes underneath the stairs. You got your Dancing Doxy. A couple other things stacked up over here. Once again, multicolored. I don't know what they are. More mischievous stuff, I'm sure. You have your, it seems like your love potions or your potions in general. A couple other supplies that they provide. Once again, very multicolored. On this section, more mischievous stuff. You got, you know, a couple of boxes, your little bowl under there that's clear, and you have a purple potion that I'm assuming you probably drink, or, you know, whatever the heck you do with it. Right here you have your cash register with a couple of stickers slapped onto it, the yellow and black stickers that are slapped on. And in the front, you can see that if you look closely, there's some detailed buttons, which are stickers, once again, that are slapped on. And it's all on top of this purple counter. Now you can see right here, if we back out of Weasley's, you can see that there are balloons on the left-hand side. They actually go up and down, and they could go in and out. We'll go ahead and move that, but it's like a light neon green and black set of balloons going on. You could rotate them around. Once again, it gives you that 3-dimensional look, giving you a feel of a little more to the set than just what's only on the inside. Let's focus real quick on the Love Potion tier set that they have added. There is no place for it inside the actual building itself because it's very crowded and very tight. So it stays on the outside, but it's a Love Potion set, a Love Potion tier set that I remember in the movies, Ron takes it and he starts going lovesick, and you know, he's possessed by this love potion. But basically, it's that's what it is. It's a nice little addition they decided to add. But you know, it stays on the outside because I can't really fit it anywhere else inside the set. All right, there's a couple of things I want to tell you real quick before we wrap up this video. I think it's important to point out how you can connect these buildings in a couple of different ways. So we'll focus on Ollivander's Wand Shop as well as the Quality Quidditch Shop. Now, one way you could set this up, and it's like how you see it on the box art. You can see that there's these black posts right over here. They are sticking out, and each building has it, okay? So if we go ahead and we decide to push this in, we connect it this way, and they connect. Now, they're not very tight. They don't stay very secured. They're pretty loose. I'm going to admit that. They're pretty loose. But they'll hold together, and there should be no issue with how they're displayed and being secured as long as you're just leaving it like that as a display. If you're moving it around, you don't want to do it that way. You want to take it apart building by building, okay? This is the other way we're going to do it. Another way we can do this is if we take two buildings, one that has a black connector. I don't know if you can see in the middle over there, all the way in the back, there's a black connector piece, okay? If we take the two buildings and face them back to back, we could actually push them in together and they'll connect that way. So if I go ahead and carefully try to set it up, align it correctly, it's kind of hard to see, but if we do it like that, they will connect. And you can see right here, you got one right there, one building, and you have another building. So you could have them face out that way, and then once again you have these two black connectors right here, and you could have another building coming out this way and another one coming out facing the other way on that side. Now, the final way you could connect this set together, it's not actually held by anything but just taking two buildings and you push them in together like this. Now, this is kind of a cool way to do it. Not necessarily the way Diagon Alley is set up, but it gives you an idea of the life inside of Diagon Alley, where in the movies you can see that there's buildings on both sides of Diagon Alley. And you can set up your minifigures to be standing on all these studs that are in the middle and even have them on the sidewalk here. But it's kind of a cool way to do it. I've actually done some photos like this, and I thought it was a neat way to bring Diagon Alley to life. Okay, here I have the setup the way I want it. I got all four buildings connected together in a straight line, just like how you see in the box art. You can see right now that all my minifigures are out front. They're all interacting with each other some sort of way, somehow. I got some funny moments going on that are personally funny to me. And it's cool, man. I'm really, really happy with the set overall. There's a couple things I'm going to say before we end it right now, but this is a $400 set. It's a massive set for what it is. $400 is a lot of money to spend in US dollars. I apologize, I'm not familiar with other currencies, but I did span this out over 4 days. I wanted to take my time with it. I saw a couple reviews on this whole thing, and a lot of positive reviews, and you see a couple of negative reviews, and usually it's just some people, and I get it. I'm understanding. Everyone has their own opinions on it, but some people were frustrated with how big it was, and they didn't like how pastel the colors were. And if you ask me, I personally like the pastel colors. I think it really makes it very colorful and fun to look at. It's a lot better looking than the last Diagon Alley set that came out for sure. But yeah, this thing is huge. It's ginormous. I don't even have a spot for it. It's been sitting on on this thing right here, and I really don't have anywhere to be doing reviews except for setting up these random little boards right behind it. And it helps a little bit, but there's no place to set it. My wife's got her stuff up there, so I'm gonna have to move it all and store it away. I'm actually gonna have to wrap it up in some saran wrap, bubble wrap, put it in a box, put it in storage for now until we get our house. And then when I get my basement, I'm going to put it on a nice shelf with all the other Lego sets I have as I start, setting up my Lego basement. But this is a cool set. I say it's totally worth it. If you want to drop $400, this is definitely a set to drop $400 on. You won't be disappointed with it. You could play with it. It looks great. It's fun to play with. But yeah, that is it. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, give me some feedback. I appreciate any of it. And I'll catch you in the next video. Take care, everyone.